All right, here we are, Scott's Basement of Doom once again. Hope everybody's doing well. We are going to try the new and updated Hail Caesar rules. I've got Romans on my side here. He's got, what are they? Pyrrhic? Pyrrhic.
Pyrrhic Greek.
So it's a bunch of Greek dudes with some Galatian allies, is it?
Galatians.
Yeah, Galatians, yeah. We are doing roughly 500 points per side.
It's exactly.
I know I'm at 501 and he's at 500 on the dot, I think. We are doing what we're dubbing small units, because Scott is still in the process of painting some dudes. So the unit frontages are correct. It's just they're gonna be double deep. So for example, these little 2-man units or 2 bases of legionnaires it's supposed to be 4, but the unit widths are correct. So that's what we're going with today. We are this awesome looking Roman fort, because it's just our test game for the new rules. We're not going to use it, but it just looks wicked. Basically, it's the Greeks have come to southern Italy to raid the one Sicilian blood orange tree, I guess, that's on the island, and the Romans have come to defend their delicious oranges. Scott, why don't you go through your list by division? We're playing with 3 divisions each.
Sure, I'll just go left to right. So,
okay.
Division 2, 3 units of Galatian infantry, medium sword. And
they're war bands, right?
No, I don't think they're not warband.
Galatians, I think, are. They have wild fighters and all that?
It just calls them Galatian median infantry wild fighters, so yeah.
So they'll be war bands, yeah.
Okay. And then 1 unit of hoplite, Greek hoplite, which are classed as phalanx. And then 2 units of javelin light infantry. First division, and that's Philip of Macedon.
Nice.
So Philip of Macedon, first division. So regular phalanx, and then elite. And for these guys, I've made up a unit of silver shields, only because I could.
Because why not?
And then 2 units of hoplite. So phalanx. These are classed as phalanx, and then phalanx elite. And then 2 units of light infantry with slings, led by the goddess Athena. Because if you're going to be Greek, why wouldn't you have Athena?
Yeah.
And then the third division is combined infantry and cavalry. So, light infantry, medium infantry.
You mean cavalry?
Sorry, light cavalry, medium cavalry. So I'm using Numidians and just some old Romans. I don't have any Greek cavalry at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 units of Galatians, or 3 units of Galatians, an elephant, and a bolt thrower. So I just... Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Led by Alexander.
And this is Alexander. They're not so great because he
keeps tipping over on his base, but
keeps stabbing me with his spear. And that's it. That's the divisions.
So even though this has people manned on the walls, they do nothing. They're just cowering as they are.
It's just the first chance I've had to break my Roman fort out.
Oh, I know, and it looks wicked. And these resin buildings on the inside are
so
awesome.
these are just solid resin from Tablescape Games in the UK, which I bought back in 2018 at one of the UK conventions.
Yeah. So for me, I've got the red division is 3 units of cohorts of legionnaires. So 1, 2, 3. I've got a unit of auxilia archers. I've got a bolt thrower, and I've got a unit of javelin and sling, just led by some random guy. In the center, I've got...
Randomus Maximus.
Yeah, I haven't named him random, nothing like that. In the center, I've got 3 cohorts of legion, so 1, 2, 3. These guys that look like Praetorians are really the veterans, so they've got elite, stubborn, tough fighter, testudo, all that stuff. So they're beefier. I paid the points at least. Don't even give me that.
Yeah.
Led by Julius Caesar and so on. So I'm really hoping for the epic Julius Caesar versus Athena.
No worries, CJ. You do that.
There's already so much animosity going on. And then over here I've got the cavalry division. I don't even know if it's a good idea to have cavalry division, but I've got 2 units of lights, 2 units of mediums, and then 1 unit of heavy. Even though the models are reversed, I can only have 1 unit of heavy, so these guys that are different looking are the heavier ones. These dudes with the chainmail are the mediums. So we don't really know what we're doing, so we're just going to muddle through. But all I want to make sure is our generals fight. And then that's that. All right, so we'll roll dice and see who gets to go first.
He wants Athena's underwear.
No. Need somebody to feed me grapes, right? All right, we diced off to see who would go first. After many ties, he rolled a 2, I rolled a 1, so he went first. We used a new rule from Hail Caesar, the updated edition, which is the general just stands in front, so in this case Athena, and everybody advances by 1 move. And so that's what he did, to not risk blunders or anything. And then the only thing that fired was this treacherous 9th Legion Roman bolt thrower. Got a 5 and a 6 to hit these guys. I took both wounds because their stamina or morale is 6 and then -1 because of the bolt thrower. And I rolled an 8 for my break, which is hold or stand ground, whatever. So now it's going to be my turn, so hopefully I can dish out some payback. So, not very eventful. His bolt thrower did wounds onto my light horse, which I really should have deployed in skirmish formation, in hindsight. My division moved up once, passed. This division moved up once, passed. This division, the reason I kept my light horse formed is because I wanted to charge into his war bands and have them waste their wildfighter rerolls on lousy light horse instead of medium and heavy cav. But of course I rolled an 11, so this entire division did sweet FA. And then in shooting, the value of skirmishers, right? I wanted to shoot at the phalanxes, but with my bolt thrower, but had to shoot at the skirmishers, so did a wound here. The archers were in range, did a wound there. These guys were just outside of range with their slings. So that is that. That's the end of turn 1, and onwards turn 2. Let's see what the dirty Greeks can pull off. Starting with where I wanted things to happen, I charged in, so this unit was shaken, but we determined they could still move and stuff, so I wanted to move them to annoy things over there, just get in front of things. My grand plan was to charge, which I did, the light infantry into the... Oh, we still got to do the combat over here with
yes.
to waste your wildfighter rolls.
Yeah.
And then these guys the medium cavalry were going to charge into the lights, hopefully force them back, or better yet, destroy them, and then do the 2-move sweeping advance into them. But of course, after this successful roll, I rolled another 11, so I couldn't do anything here. The center division, my javelins were going to charge his slingers. I failed the reroll. I needed 2 moves, so I failed even with the reroll. Just got the 1 move, so I got real close, pitched javelins, and broke them. Fell back disorder, so that's them there. These, the general moved the rest of the division up, 1 full move. This bolt thrower shot at the elephant, did nothing. These slingers shot at the lights that were there. This bolt thrower shot at the lights that were there. Shattered them. Similarly, these lads moved up. My slingers were able to shatter another unit here of lights, and my archers were able to force them to... No, I shattered them again, yeah. So all in all, I mean... and these guys were disorder, so now the disorder is removed. So I've cleared away his lights, but this division over here just held up by the shed by the lake. Man, this is going to hurt the counterattack, because you know the elephant's going to be rampaging through my lines. So anyways, that's how this turn ends. Just to follow up, because we didn't do the combat, shockingly, my light cavalry scored a bunch of hits. I only lost by 1. I took 2 wounds. So I forced this one unit of Galatians to waste their wildfighters. The way we read it is that the other 2 units with their short range supports, that's not their wildfighters. So, I mean, it'd be cool if it was, but... so just this unit wasted its wildfighters. I actually did a wound, and he did 2 wounds back. And I fell back disordered. So that's actually way better than I could have imagined. I made a bunch of 5-up saves, so fantastic. That's how this turn ends.
Yeah.
I'm sure now they're going to get charged by them lights, but who knows?
If you want me to do it.
Sure. Lots of combats.
Yeah. This is for this turn, I just I wanted to see the melee combat. So I charged my lights at his light cavalry, failed to charge my elephant at his bolt thrower. So the rest of it just stayed, which I was happy with. I still had my line. This combat I won. He just bounced back in good order. Mm-hmm. Over here, I advanced all of this up. He had 2 units here, one in clash and one in support. He lost the combat. They bounced back in good order. This turned out...
No, these guys were disordered. This was fall back and disorder.
Okay, so they fell back and disordered.
Yeah.
Here...
Also, it's to be said that I did the closed ranks, which gives me the +1 in morale, and of course I still rolled 1s and 2s for
he did
my saves.
He did the Roman heavy infantry thing.
Yeah. And then here.
Yeah, and then here that was I lost.
But you rolled a double 12. Yeah.
But yeah, I rolled double 6s, so I stayed.
You took 4.
Yeah, so I lost by 4. But the double 12 meant I stand. And then here again he lost, but in good order this time. He just bounced back 1 turn. Over here.
Well, hang on. It has to be said. Both are generals.
So our generals.
And they're not wounded, so I wasn't able to kill Athena.
So he tried to kill Athena, nothing happened. Over here, I lost the combat by 2, but because I'm phalanx, I don't have to test up to 2. In here, this ended up as a draw 4-all, and then over here, these guys I destroyed as medium infantry archers.
They're archers, yeah.
Yep. And so that was my turn for that. That was actually the melee combat. I really like. The change and the way it works out. I mean, this is our first game of Hail Caesar ever. Like, we've never played Hail Caesar before. Yeah. So I like the mechanic. It's good.
Well, I like that the supports, they actually throw dice.
Yeah.
It's just a little complicated because for me it's like I've got PLM with these guys, but the supports don't have PLM, and then because of the close shields, they're hitting on 5s, but these other guys are hitting on 4s. So we just reduce color.
And dice. I did charge through all these skirmishes, and all these skirmishes managed to evade. So
that was one thing that was good.
They all bounced back.
And I just wonder what I can do with my skirmishers now. All right, so now it's going to be my follow up, hopefully.
Yep. I mean, I should have put. I should have put my elephant over there.
Jesus, what a bloodbath! So over here, yet again. So I declared a charge. He evaded, and then I went to declare more charges, and of course, yet again, my blue commander rolled 10. So stop everything. Over yonder, these guys fell back disorder, so couldn't do very much. So I brought in these skirmishers in front so that he couldn't close the door onto them and pitch javelins. I think I did a wound. I moved the bolt thrower back to shoot the elephant, still do nothing. And his bolt thrower is killing off my dudes, left, right, and center. I moved the slingers up in front of these phalangites so that they couldn't close the door here. So that paid off. Over here, I rallied off one of the wounds. Over here, I won, but it was a drawn combat because I couldn't do more than 2 wounds. Over here, I smashed the Galatians.
Well, let's face it, they had a shitload of wounds.
They had a shitload of wounds.
It didn't take much to take them over their stamina.
Yeah, so I joined my commander in because I'd rallied off the wound. Joined the commander in. So I shattered the Galatians. But in shattering the Galatians, they stabbed my leader and wounded him. So he's stuck with the unit.
Yeah. Rolled a double 6.
You rolled a double 6.
Should be dead.
He should be dead, yeah. He did roll a double 6. The supports fell back.
Yeah.
I sweeping advanced and shattered the second unit. Yes.
That's right.
What?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So, your sweeping advance is only 6 inches?
It's 2 moves of 6, so I could have done 12.
Yeah. So in that case, then you had enough.
Yes. Which is why over here I was hoping to win, and I'll get back to this. So over here, I handily beat these guys, but he rolled really high. Because the thing is, if I'd blown these guys back or shattered them, the sweeping advance is 2 moves, so I could have done 1 move to turn, and then the second move to charge into either of these flanks. But he rolled like an 11 or something, so this unit here, I mean, they were shaken, they were over, but they passed.
Yeah.
So I'm still winning this combat here with the veterans. But that's what, a sweeping advance is 2 moves. I double checked with Rick Priestley on the thing.
Yeah, so that's what I should have done when I won this combat or this combat.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. So because so there's another thing. So because these units were back here and here,
but keep in
the
mind
proximity rule means that if they're within 12, you can't you can't turn and face them.
But keep in mind,
you're stuck facing them, which is why that saved me. I think. I don't know. We still got to figure out the rules.
You moved them back in your turn. So had I done the sweeping advance, they wouldn't have been that far back.
True. You would have just sweeping advance into them.
Correct.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. Anyways, we're probably doing stuff wrong, but either way...
Probably.
Probably, yeah, we for sure are.
Yeah.
But either way, it looks wicked. Athena's somehow still alive.
Yeah.
My general's hiding in the back, as Julius Caesar would. And the Orange Grove trees is still firmly in Roman hands, but not for long, because, that's going to blast through that. So that's going to probably shatter this division. So, anyways, let's see what Scotty can do.
Move again. So I charged my medium cavalry out. He countercharged. We met. It was an initiative move, and because my Galatians were within 6, so both of them moved up and support and the charge. The elephant, once again, failed to get out of formation, so the rest just sat still. The result of this
I'd feel sorry for you if this guy hadn't failed 3 in a row.
So the result was I lost combat by 1. They fell back in good order. End of story.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Over here, lots of stuff happening. So I moved my elite phalanx up, and they clashed with those guys.
Well, you pushed back my javelins. They evaded.
Yeah, they evaded, and
so
then we just hit each other, and it just came to a standstill. So nothing happened. Over here again.
I've shaken you now.
Yeah. Well, I was shaken. I attached my commander, went down 1, got unshaken, lost by 1, went back to shaken. Yeah. Tested, stood my ground. Over here, they charged through, destroyed his lights that were in the way, and then ran smack bang into the other legion. Combat, we both... I won the combat by 1. Mm-hmm. We were both shaken. I stood. His unit didn't. They broke. But the best part is the Ides of March.
And by best, you mean worst.
Yes. So...
Julius Caesar.
I rolled against Julius Caesar.
And it is March.
Hit him. And then I rolled a 3 to kill him.
So you did actually kill actual Julius Caesar.
Yes, in March.
So I need that back because he's now a leadership 8 idiot.
Okay, there you go. Take 1, leadership 8 idiot, and these guys will celebrate with his head.
Thanks for coming out.
All right, so that was a bonus there. So then over here, so this phalanx that was locked in combat there, it lost and bounced back in good order.
I wish it had been my turn because I would have followed up.
Yep. So he had a unit here from the previous combat. I charged the flank, beat them. They fell back. I then did the follow-up charge, beat them again. That's them sitting there. I don't know how you can beat them twice and they're still standing.
Because the Romans.
I guess.
Whoa.
So now this is where we're at, and he rolls 1s and 2s to kill my commander. I roll 10s, 11s, and 12s.
That's right.
But it's good. So, and these guys are disordered. They're good. Yeah. They're good.
So now it's my turn, and I'm minus Julius Caesar.
Yes.
Julius Caesar has fallen. I cannot believe it. All right.
6, 8, 10. Okay. All right.
So I did a massive charge, which ended up costing me, as it turns out. But whatever. I knew I wanted to charge the heavy cavalry into the elephant, just to see the elephant rampage. It was with the bolt thrower. The bolt thrower shot in closing fire, did nothing. I was able to blast through. The bolt thrower broke. The elephant fell back, didn't rampage. I followed up. I was able to shake the elephant, but it didn't run. I charged in with my remaining medium cavalry, slammed into the lights, forced them back, shook them, and then I followed up into the enemy mediums, which were right here, forced them back with the shaken. I was in turn shaken, and of course I failed my test, so mine broke, his just fell back, shaken. Over here, a lot of fighting, a lot of pushing back, and so on and so forth. I just so many units finally died. This one untouched unit that was a support for the longest time did press into the blue phalanx guys twice, pushing them back twice, but I couldn't shatter them because that would have actually given me the center.
It wasn't them, it was the unit here that died, remember?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and then mine were shaken and
because they were in the back.
Yeah, and for shame, the unit of Praetorians / super veterans that had been performing so well all game, they won, pushed them back, but they were shaken.
Yeah.
And as is usual for me, my guys break and shatter. And then over yonder, I had a flank charge. He fell back. I did my 2 moves to swing the door from this way to this way. Yep. Charged into them again.
Standoff balance.
That standoff, the amount of times, like I'm hitting on 3s. He's hitting more times than me, hitting on 4s than I'm hitting on 3s. And you know why?
Adam Brooker Dice.
God.
Dices of War Australia,
God.
made by Adam Brooker.
Yeah.
I bought these Celt dice when I bought the Roman dice 3-4 years ago.
Right.
First time they've been opened. If you want good dice, I can only say one thing. Go to Adam Brooker and get Adam Brooker dice.
Counterpoint, I was also using Adam Brooker dice.
And they were pretty good.
And mine, they're awful compared to yours.
No,
it's just you're Australian, so you get the extra
I get
Australian
the +1
jamming.
Australian
Yeah, it's BS. Freaking Australian. So yeah, so only get Adam Brooker dice if you're Australian.
Adam Brooker is in Australia, by the way.
No, I know. Yeah. Frig.
So that's why I get the +1 Aussie bonus.
Yeah. So it would appear that these Galatians are going to
sack the fort.
Sack the orange grove there, because it's Pyrrhic victory.
That's right.
Julius Caesar did actually die in combat.
We want to put a bit of orange juice in our ouzo.
And so I lost 2 divisions to his 1, as it turns out. But I mean, it was a learning game, whatever. Elephant.
Shitty elephants are terrible. Unarmored elephants, terrible. This was an unarmored elephant. It was terrible.
Yeah, but how many points was it? I mean, because it could be terrible, but if it's really good in points and it's an anchor.
It's 23 points. Yeah. It's not cheap.
Yeah. It's psychological, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a really fun game. Thanks, Scott. What do you think? Lists, rules?
I like the rules. I like this new... And I like... One of the things I like is when you do shooting and you hit something with a 6, it doesn't automatically become disordered. But you have to do a break test.
Yeah.
And, if you look at this period of warfare, that makes more sense than like in Black Powder. You don't have that big, massive voltage of firepower where you become disordered. So that mechanic I really like. I like the way the game flows. I like how it plays. I think the army lists have a big impact on... you know, I mean, hoplites and Galatians and phalanx against Roman legions.
Yeah, the amount of times I would have won, but it was a draw because of the
Very similar.
have to win
armies.
by 2. Yeah,
Like if I was fighting like, I don't know, Numidians or something, you know, that have cloth armor, I think this game would have ended like.
but you would add a lot more horse archers though.
Yeah, but still, you know, I think.
I really dug how these supports
Yes.
aren't just combat resolution, like they actually roll dice.
Correct. I like
I
that
really-
too. You don't
really
just
like
add
that.
a +1 for flank. You actually roll dice to get an effect. I like that as well. Yeah. They're actually involved in the combat like they should be.
Yeah, my general got involved in combat, just except for Julius Caesar.
Yeah. And I like, and that's the other thing too. I like the commander's participation in the game. You know, you can attach them; they can do a number of different things, but they get involved in the fighting and can take repercussions for that. Like, you know, generals did in those days too. So I like that aspect of it as well. Yeah, it's a good game. Like
right.
Pike and Shot, I want to play a bit more now.
Yeah, Hail and Caesar, Pike and Shot, awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks for the game, dude, and
Thanks, man.
we'll catch everybody later. Cheers.